Hey babies, welcome back to another Modern video. I got a request from one of the audience members to revisit Dredge. It's been a while since I played this deck, so I decided to play MagicTonga's deck, and it seems really sweet. The 4 gemstone caverns in the sideboard is really funny because it makes it pretty likely that you can turn to either a cathartic or a thrilling discovery if you're on the draw. The one of Tome Scour over the 4th Otherworldly Gaze is a pretty interesting pick. I'm not sure how much I like that because of the gemstone caverns synergizing with Otherworldly Gaze, but Scour does just shovel some extra cards in your graveyard, so that's nice sometimes. This list has 3 copies of Oxyvagonus and 4 copies of Silversmote Ghoul and is only playing 3 Narcomoebas and 3 Thrilling Discoveries. And then in the sideboard, we're playing 3 copies of Wear Tear instead of Nature's Claims or Ancient Grudges. And I think that covers all the changes from the last Dredge list I played. If you have a deck you'd like to see me play in the future, let me know in the comments, and let's get in the games. Alright, round 1, our opponent's on the play. We have a keepable hand. We have Dredger, Prized Amalgam, Ox, Cathartic, and enough lands to pay for Cathartic, so let's keep. Opponent plays Sunbaked Canyon into Goblin Guide. Hopefully, Burn is going to be a relatively easy matchup, but we'll see. We draw a Conflag. If we hit Creeping Chills relatively quickly, that should be good for us. I think what I'm going to do is play out Scalding Tarn. They already know what we're playing because they saw Conflag, but with Tarn, I can do a makeshift scry with Goblin Guide and see if I want what's on top or not. Opponent attacks for 2 again. We really want a second Dredger, I think. Narcomoeba on top. So we're going to fetch. We take 2 down to 16, and they don't play a second land. Sweet. I love it when burn players keep 1-landers like this. All right, let's get tapped Sacred Foundry. We draw. Golgari Thug. All right. I'm going to play Arid Mesa, crack, get Steam Vents, take a bunch of damage to my mana base, but cast Cathartic, discard 2 Golgari Thugs. Hopefully I can gain some life back. Dredge. Damn, I ran out of dredgers. Okay, that's unfortunate. We get bolted. This Narcomoeba is going to eat 2 damage for us so that we're not dead here, hopefully. I mean, I don't think we would be dead here to 2 mana and a Goblin Guide anyway at 9, but we get Searing Blaze. Alright, we definitely need to hit some chills. We don't have any dredgers. So what we're going to have to do is draw for turn. I'm going to play Sacred Foundry, and I'm going to get Oxyvagonus back out of my graveyard. So play you, play Ox, and we're just going to have to dredge a bunch and hope for the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cross your fingers for me. Golgari Thug, Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug. Damn, we only gained 3. That's a little ridiculous. Alright, well, depending on if they go land Bolt, 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 we could be dead here. Or if they go land Searing Blaze Bolt, we could also be dead. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. There's another Ox in our graveyard, so we're going to be able to dredge a lot if we get to untap again. Looks like we're getting to untap again. Okay. We shouldn't be alive, but somehow our opponent kept a hand that didn't have a second land and also didn't have spells to kill us there, which is a little puzzling. Alright, let's draw. Dredge Sinky. I guess we go to combat first, right? Because they might be dead to Conflag depending on what I do here. They are at a pretty low life total, so they need removal. Alright, so they're dead. What do they have? Lightning Helix. Okay. If they're at 4 or less, they're dead. And they're at 3. Wow, I do not deserve to win this one. Okay. I'll deal 4. Just because. Because I can. Yeah. Well, undeserved victory with Dredge. That's my favorite kind of victory with Dredge. Alright, so they're going to have Sanctifier Invec, and that's going to be very annoying. I don't think I'm going to need to Wear Tear anything. I don't think I've seen Rest in Peace from Burn in a very long time since they got Sanctifier Invec. So let's see. Dark Blast doesn't do much against them. We can cut Set a City of Brass for the Gemstone Caverns. Definitely keeping Conflag in. Let's cut 1 Silversmote Ghoul and 1 Ox, I think. Well, yeah, let's do that. No Sanctifier Invex, please. We have a portable hole. This hand otherwise isn't keepable though, so unfortunately we have to mulligan. Our opponent's keeping 7, which probably means they have the Sanctifier, but let's mulligan. We don't really have enablers. We have dredge stuff, but we don't have a way to discard and draw afterwards, so we got a mulligan again. Okay, I can keep 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of these 2. Well, I want the Gemstone Caverns, so I'd probably put this on the bottom and lose the other Gemstone Caverns. And as long as I don't misclick and put them both into play, we're good. Because that happened to me one time when I was practicing with this deck. It was awful. Legend rolled myself out of a bunch of cards really early in the game. Alright, I'll keep this. Let's put you and you on the bottom. Done. Opening hand action. Okay. Put Gemstone Cavern into exile. Beautiful. I was able to do it. I'm very proud of myself. So, if we draw another Dredger, that's perfect, because we might be able to Thrilling Discovery and make a board before Sanctifier and Vec even comes down, which would be the dream. What do we draw? Tome Scour. I kind of feel like I need to Tome Scour myself first. It mills me more than just this Golgari Thug, and I'm not guaranteed to get another Dredger off the Golgari Thug. So I think I do that. It might backfire if they have the Sanctifier already, but I think we just kind of have to risk that. Okay, so we have a Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard now. Let's play tap land and pass. No Sanctifier, please. Please just have kept a regular burn hand. Come on. Opponent plays land, cracks it, down to 16, gets a mountain. That's not a Sanctifier. Plays Eidolon. I don't give a shit about Eidolon. I thought burn players didn't even have Eidolons anymore. Apparently I was wrong. Alright, let's dredge Stinky. We get a Narcomoeba that doesn't trigger anything yet. We have a Silver Smoke Ghoul in the graveyard, and a couple more dredgers. Let's go ahead and Thrilling Disco. Life total neutral, off the Oodaloon. Yep, discard. Dredge Stinky, dredge Golgari Thug, dredge Stinky. Alright, Creeping Chill means that we trigger both of these Silver Smoke Ghouls, and then on their turn, Prized Amalgam comes back. Beautiful. And we have an Ox for next turn, so we are completely in business now. I'm really happy that we hit Burn early, because Burn is definitely one of the easier matchups for Dredge, I think. They don't have particularly good graveyard hate, at least usually, and we just have built-in resistance to their game plan. Prized Amalgam, hooray. Nope. Let's dredge Golgari Thug. Go to combat. Attack for 9. I can't conflag for lethal here, so I'm just going to play Ox. Make more of a board again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. See what we get. We might be able to Creeping Chill them a bunch. That would be cool. We get a Narcomoeba, third Stinkweed Imp, and one more Creeping Chill. Okay, so our opponent's fucked. They're at 2. Alright, I'll see you in the second match. Alright, round 2, our opponent's on the play again. This hand is kind of tempting, but without an actual enabler, I don't think I keep it. Like, I could use the Otherworldly Gaze to try to find a cathartic effect. Yeah, let's mulligan. Alright, we have Cathartic Reunion, Tome Scour, 2 lands, definitely keeping all of these. Keeping Thug, keeping Prized Amalgam, putting Chill on the bottom. Okay, easy peasy. That is a much better hand for us. Okay, our opponent goes Scalding Tarn, go. Could be a lot of things. We might as well start out with Tome Scour, though. So let's play Bloodstain Mire, get Steam Vents. Yep, Tome Scour ourselves. If they counter it, that's fine. They don't counter it. We didn't get any triggers, but we do have a Stinkweed Imp, Conflag, Silver Smoke Ghoul in the yard. Okay. Opponent cracks and gets Savai Triome. Looks like Creativity, probably. Plays another Scalding Tarn and cracks it. Gets a Stomping Ground. Definitely looks like Creativity to me. They're probably going to play Wrenn and 6 here if I had to guess. Yep. So we're going to get Cathartic to resolve. Dark Blast should help protect us from shenanigans. Let's dredge Stinky. We get a Creeping Chill. Ox into the yard. I could just play the Ox. Probably not worth it at this point, though. I want to get a bit deeper into my deck first. Plus they play Spell Pierces. So I want to go ahead and get Cathartic to resolve now. Let's discard Prized Amalgam and Stinkweed Imp since we have another Stinkweed Imp in the yard. Dredge Stinky, dredge Dark Blast. Get another Creeping Chill. Silver Smoke Ghoul comes back, and then the Prized Amalgams are going to come back on their turn, and we will see what our opponent does. I wish I had double black mana so I could possibly kill a 2/2, but we'll see. I might wind up just conflagging here if they tap out, because our opponent is at a very squishy life total. I love how much damage Creativity does to itself by having a greedy mana base. It's very nice. Alright, let's dredge Thug. No triggers. Go to combat. Our opponent does not have untapped blue mana, so if we put them to 9, we know that Conflag resolves. Or if we make them take 9 and put them to 1, we know that Conflag resolves, rather. Alright, they're definitely dead. Hooray! Opponent plays Leyline Binding. They have a red or green mana up. They need to have another piece of removal with this. Then they take 3, and then they still take 6 to Conflag, so it doesn't matter. They bolt. Yep, that's fine. Opponent takes 3, and Conflag for Xaxes. Beautiful. 3, 4, 5, 6. Haha. Got him. Alright, what do we want to bring in? Definitely the Gemstone Caverns. Does Creativity play Leylines? I think they must, because they can't play Endurance. So Leyline has to be their anti-graveyard, right? So maybe I just bring in 3 Wear Tears and call it a day. Let's cut the City of Brass. I like Dark Blast here. Let's cut Silver Smoke Ghoul, Ox, maybe one more Silver Smoke Ghoul since it's kind of bad against Ren and 6. Call it a day. I think that's all I'm gonna do. We have Gemstone Caverns, no second land, but Gaze might be able to get it to us. I could stop in my opponent's upkeep to guarantee that Gaze resolves. I don't know if that's necessary though. I do think I want to keep this just because I have double Cathartic Effect, double Gaze in case they have a way of dealing with that. Gemstone Caverns is probably going to eat what? Probably like Thrilling Disco? Maybe not Thrilling Disco, maybe... I want both the Otherworldly Gazes. Maybe I get rid of Prized Amalgam. I'm concerned about Spell Pierce owning me as the main issue. Although I think they might Spell Pierce and Otherworldly Gaze. Yeah, let's keep. Put Gemstone Caverns into play. Okay. Let's get rid of Prized Amalgam. Opponent plays Bloodstained Mire. Alright. They didn't have a Leyline of the Void, so that's already nice for me. We found a second land. Creeping Chill Graveyard, Conflag Graveyard, Bloodstained Mire top. Okay. Drains my opponent. You see, that's why I love the Otherworldly Gaze instead of Tome Scour so much, is because if you start with Gemstone Cavern in your hand, you get to do something on what should be your turn 0, which is just very sexy. Alright, I think they have Spell Pierce here, so I'm going to play Thrilling Discovery instead of Cathartic Reunion. Let's play... Doesn't really matter which one we get. If I get Blood Crypt, it makes it more easy for me to possibly double Dark Blast later, so let's do that. White, red, please resolve. Yep, they have Spell Pierce, it looks like. Get Steam Vents, goes to 14, and Spell Pierces, that's fine. Yeah, I'm glad that I got rid of the Prized Amalgam there. I think no matter what, since I only had the one land, keeping both the Otherworldly Gazes is necessary. Opponent just passes. Interesting. I wonder if that means they have double Spell Pierce. I guess we'll see. We draw Narcomoeba, that's a little sad. Red, red. Narcomoeba, Thug. Dredge, Thug. Dredge, Stinky. Dredge, Dark Blast. We got lucky off of that. Oh my god, that's a lot of Creeping Chills. And we're going to get back a whole bunch of guys at the end of turn 2. 1 Silver Smoke Ghoul and 2 Prized Amalgams. Very cool. This is going swimmingly so far. Gonna stack it like that so the Silver Smoke Ghouls don't make our turn take longer, and opponent scoops it up. Wow, alright. Dunking on creativity. Let's keep it up. See you in round 3. Alright, round 3, our opponent won the die roll again. They're mulliganing to 6. This hand seems perfectly keepable to me. We don't have a particularly good Dredger, but we can start off with turn 1 either Tome Scour or Otherworldly Gaze and hopefully dig into 1, so let's keep. And then we also have 2 Cathartic Effects to churn through our deck afterward and get us at least to an Ox, hopefully. Let's see what our opponent's on. Oh no. Well, I don't think I've seen this one before, but I don't think that this can be anything other than Belcher. Let's go Mana Confluence, Tome Scour us, right? In theory, if they are playing Belcher and they're doing like the Balaged thing, not the Balaged thing, the Recross the Paths thing, we could do a funny play and like mill our opponent with Tome Scour, but that's pretty niche, so let's just go ahead and start milling ourselves. We find a Dark Blast and an Otherworldly Gaze. We don't get any triggers. Sort of underwhelming. Don't play Strike It Rich. Plays another tapped land. Okay. We will Dredge Dark Blast. Find a Creeping Chill, Conflag, Prized Amalgam. Okay. Let's play Cathartic Reunion, discarding both the Dark Blasts. Well, actually, let's discard Dark Blast Silver Smoke Ghoul because we're at least getting the Silver Smoke Ghoul back and then that gets Prized Amalgam back. Where Dredging Dark Blast doesn't necessarily do all that much on its own. We find Golgari Thug. Alright, we ran out and now we found a Stinkweed Imp for the future, I guess. We get back some guys. If our opponent doesn't just have us dead here. Okay, they have a Belcher. I think, no, they're dead though, because we can hit them for 9 and then we can Conflag. Beautiful. Go to combat. Attack. Yep. And Conflag for a bunch. Let's just do for 7, why not? Could they have a Pact? Maybe they have a Pact. Maybe I need to play a land, crack, because I have a Blood Crypt. I think I need to play around the Pact here, because it is possible that they have that. So now let's Conflag. 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. Let's 4. Okay. Red. Please don't have Pact. 4. Okay. Do they have the Pact? They do have the Pact. I'm a genius. Alright, so I have one more look at a Creeping Chill because of how I did that. Please, Creeping Chill. I'm a genius! I'm really glad that I thought about that. Okay, well, alright. I still think these next games are going to be difficult, but let's see. Thoughtseize seems great. Leyline can stop them, I guess. We definitely bring in the Gemstone Caverns. I can't imagine that they have Leylines. I think they probably have Endurances, so I think Leyline of Sanctity is double good against them. Dark Blast seems horrible. Let's cut City of Brasses for the Gemstone Caverns. Let's cut 1 Ox, 1 Ghoul. We're sideboarding heavily. It makes sense that we're sideboarding heavily, but still. 1 more Ghoul, 1 more Ox. I don't really want to cut 1 more Dark Blast because that takes a lot of dredgers out of the deck. Although it is a pretty bad dredger, to be fair. Maybe I do cut the other Dark Blasts and make it a little bit more likely that I find an Ox and can refuel that way. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, cross your fingers for me. I can't believe I had the presence of mind to to not just tap out and conflag there. That was very lucky. Yeah, we don't have dredgers here, so it's not quite keepable anyway. Opponent is Serum Powdering. They lose an Iron Crag feat and a couple Pyretic Rituals and nothing else of note. Let's mulligan. No lands. Mulligan to 5. Opponent is also mulliganing to 5. We're the mulligang. I don't think I can afford to mulligan further just to try to find a leyline. So I think I have to keep this, and I think I keep these 5. Otherworldly Gaze can hopefully find me. Okay, they're mulliganing even further with a Serum Powder. Okay, Jesus. Wait, how'd they start with 7 cards? What? It shows 5 cards in their hand. This must be bugged how the game represents that. Yeah, let's keep. Get rid of Thug, Dark Blast. Okay, let's see what our opponent does. We might just be dead really quickly, depending on how quickly they can Iron Crag feed into Belcher. We find Mana Confluence. Let's play Scalding Tarn, pass. I didn't really need another land there. Mana Confluence does make it pretty easy for us to cast anything if we find like a Thoughtseize or one of our white spells though, so that's nice. I'm not going to complain about it necessarily. Let's see what our opponent does on turn 2. Strike it rich. Okay. Maybe I should be bringing in Wear Tears to blow up treasures or Belchers if they just cast Belcher and pass. Let's crack Scalding Tarn, get Steam Vents, shock ourselves, play Otherworldly Gaze. Thoughtseize, Narcomoeba, Conflag. They have 3 cards in hand. I'm definitely keeping the Thoughtseize. Conflag, Narcomoeba to the graveyard. Narcomoeba is technically a clock, but Thoughtseize on top. Yes. Okay. Let's play Bloodstained Mire. Our life total hopefully doesn't matter. We should either just be dead or not dead against them. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize. Belcher, Ironcrag feat, Emeria's Call. Thank God I did that. Take the Belcher. So that is 1 Belcher out of their deck. They were going to have lethal on us next turn. I'm very glad that I had the Thoughtseize there. They could still find a Belcher at any moment and kill us with Ironcrag feat, which is pretty annoying. But we don't have artifact removal for if they just play Belcher and pass, so that's why I had to pick that one. Alright, we don't have any dredgers. Is it correct to just go Otherworldly Gaze here? Because I could find the Thoughtseize again, maybe. Yeah, let's Otherworldly Gaze and upkeep, I think. I don't want to pop Cathartic Reunion until I find more dredgers. I did find more dredgers, that's good. Graveyard, graveyard, graveyard. I'm going to dredge Stinky for my draw for turn. We get a Creeping Chill. Sorry, this is a really messed up UI now. Play Mana Confluence. Conflag, Otherworldly Gaze, Silver Smoke Ghoul are the cards that matter in our graveyard. We also have 1 Golgari Thug extra as another dredger, so we're going to be able to dredge a bunch of times. Silver Smoke Ghoul comes back, so we have a little bit of a clock now. Opponent flashes back Strike It Rich. I thought they were tapping out for the Iron Crag feat there. I was about to shit myself. Alright, hopefully we can get there. Dredge Thug. Okay. No triggers. Go to combat. Attack for 4. We've seen 1 Creeping Chill, so they're not in Creeping Chill range quite yet. Let's play Conflagrate. Discard... No, not Conflagrate. Cathartic Reunion. Discard Stinky and Thug. Dredge Stinky. Dredge Thug. Dredge Thug. 2 Narcomoebas and a Creeping Chill come back. There's an Ox in our graveyard. I don't think there are any other creatures that come back this turn, though. They now know that we have ley lines in case we go to another turn after this. But hopefully the game will be over one way or the other here. Hopefully with us winning, of course, but we should have lethal for them next turn. Between potentially hitting a Creeping Chill. Oh my god, we got it! Alright, GG's to our opponent. This is going surprisingly well, I gotta say. And I'll see you in round 4. Alright, round 4, we lost the die roll again. Our opponent's keeping 7. We have... looks like a keepable hand to me, honestly. We have Dark Blast, Otherworldly Gaze, Thrilling Discovery, 2 Silver Smoke Ghouls. Not ideal dredger-wise, but hopefully we can find more relatively quickly. Let's keep. Thrilling Discovery, discarding a dredger and a Silver Smoke Ghoul isn't the worst either. Opponent plays Flooded Strand and cracks it. Okay. What have we got here? Gets a basic island. Alright. Our opponent mills us. Okay. I'm down with that, I guess. I'll dredge Dark Blast. So our opponent is playing Merfolk Secret Keeper, which I haven't seen in a while. I don't think Mill usually plays this, although I guess they must be playing Mill if they're targeting me with it. I've only seen this in Crabvine decks, I think. Let's Let's just go Scalding Tarn Pass, I guess. Weird. Well, if they mill us too aggressively, but don't have enough mill to kill us, they might just be dead. I'm gonna crack this Scalding Tarn in response to them milling me so that I can Otherworldly Gaze without losing my Steam Vents. Because that is why I typically don't like the Fetchland Shockland package in Dredge. Like, we can't get Blood Crypt anymore, which sucks. There's one more Sacred Foundry, which we can get, but we are dangerously close to being out of fetchable lands. Hedron Crab. Let's crack Scalding Tarn. Get Steam Vents. Yes. Okay. So they're avoiding milling me. Otherworldly Gaze. Graveyard, graveyard, graveyard. Yes, yes. Do they have an archive trap? No. Okay, I'm not going to pick up the Stinkweed Imp here, because if I accidentally mill my other fetchable land, I can't do anything anymore. So let's crack. We've seen one Creeping Chill. I don't want to mill myself too aggressively, but I think I'm going to get this Ox back, discard my Silver Smoke Ghouls, and hopefully see one Creeping Chill so I can get them back and maybe some Prized Amalgams. I have 9 cards in my graveyard, so Ox would have to get rid of the Stinkweed Imp. That kind of sucks. So maybe I need the Thrilling Discovery here instead. Let's play Thrilling Disco. Yes. Get rid of Dark Blast. Well, do I get rid of Dark Blast at all? I could just get rid of both the Silver Smoke Ghouls and then get both of them back if I wind up hitting a Creeping Chill. I only have the one Stinkweed Imp in my graveyard now, though. Let's get both the Silver Smoke Ghouls in rotation. I think that's the right way to do this. Get Stinkweed Imp, found a Narcomoeba, get Stinkweed Imp, found Creeping Chills. Alright, we have milled ourselves a bunch now, but hopefully our opponent just won't be able to mill us for the rest of our life total here. We will see. We will see. Attack for 2. This is a very dangerous matchup for both of us. Let's put some guys into play. Do we have Conflagrate in our graveyard? Not yet. We've seen 3 Creeping Chills. Okay. Opponent mills us. Okay, so they're gonna try to go for it. Makes sense. We do have lethal on board currently. They haven't shown us black mana, which is interesting. Maybe they're playing a mono blue mill deck? That might explain Merfolk's Secret Keeper. They play Visions of Beyond. They get to draw 3. So they have a full grip. Let's see if they have it. They didn't draw any archive traps there. They would have been able to archive trap me for 0 on my turn. That gives me hope. We also have a pretty high CMC on average, so I don't think Tasha's kills us. Tasha's probably hits an average of like 10, I would guess, against Dredge, because all the damn 4 and 5 drops and 3 drops that we don't actually cast. We don't have that many lands either, so it doesn't get a bunch of 0s consistently. What you got, opponent? The issue is they definitely have good graveyard hate. So we're going to need to bring in Wear Tears and probably also Portable Hole. I don't think Leyline of Sanctity is correct to bring in against them, because I don't want to sideboard that heavily. Although maybe it is correct if they bring in like, shit, what's that card? It targeted us with Thought Scour, okay. So they don't have a 3-drop to play. If they play Crab and then a fetch land, that's also not quite lethal on us. So I think we get it from here. Opponent plays a Crab. Blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We haven't seen Conflagrate yet. We don't have exactly lethal on them yet. They can play Merfolk's Secret Keeper, have a bunch of blockers. Then I think we would just have to play Ox and hope for the best with hitting the last Creeping Chill. We have 14 cards in our library. They passed the turn, so they must have like a Spell Pierce or something that they're not playing this for, I think, unless they just gave up. Let's Dredge Thug. Still no Creeping Chill. Still no Conflag. Annoying. Go to combat. Attack. So now since we have 10 cards in our library, they have a blue mana. I don't think they have a way to counter the Ox. That would make sense at least. Fading Hope. What in the shit? Okay. That's bad. So they take 3. They can probably mill us for 10. We don't have Conflagrate in our graveyard, so now we might be dead. I think I just have to pass. I don't have a way to get Conflagrate in the graveyard and then also cast it. I'm going to double check to make sure I have Ox, Otherworldly Gaze, Ox, Otherworldly Gaze. Yeah, I just gotta pass. That's crazy. Okay, let's just pass. If they can mill me for 10, they can mill me for 10. They play Hedron Crab. Alright. They mill me for 3, so they don't have another crab. Do they have one of the 3-drop mill spells? Looks like they do. Ah, very sad. And there's Conflagrate at the bottom. Alright, we're at 1, and our opponent decks us. Very sad. Very close game, though. So we don't need the Gemstone Caverns. Our 2-0 streak has stopped, unfortunately. Let's bring in the holes. They hit Soul Guide Lanterns and also Crabs. Let's bring in Wear Tears. I still think they might be playing blue-black mill and just got a bunch of islands there, because we did see the fetch lands, and I want to make sure that they don't play Leyline of the Void against us. Let's cut a couple of Dark Blasts. Let's cut an Ox. I definitely don't want to cut Conflag. Apparently that's very important here. Maybe I cut 2 Oxen, because they're a little bit dangerous to play. And maybe I cut Tome Scour, since that's also just kind of a random mill spell that I don't want to be directing at myself without an extra upside at least. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to cut any of the Silver Smoke ghouls. I would normally cut 1 or 2 of them, but I think they might have surgical extractions, and I want to have at least one of our 3 drops as a full 4 of that we can get back. So let's try it like that. Maybe if I had gone for the Ox, that would have gone better for me. I don't know. I'm not sure if I made any misplays that game, but it was a very interesting one. Alright, we'll take the play. We have 2 Prized Amalgams, Creeping Chills, bunch of lands, nothing else to enable us, so let's mulligan. Mana Confluence, Otherworldly Gaze, Cathartic, Wear Tear, Dark Blast. I think I keep this. Do I want both of the Wear Tears, or do I want the Dark Blast? I think I'd rather have the Dark Blast. Well, both the Wear Tears means I can fight through a Leyline and then an Artifact Hate piece. So maybe I get rid of Dark Blast and hope that I mill. Yeah, let's get rid of Dark Blast. We need to find a land with Otherworldly Gaze, so we're just going to play Mana Confluence and pass. I don't want to give the opportunity for them to mill something that I want to keep on top with Otherworldly Gaze during their turn. So for that reason, if they have mana up, we'll need to wait until end step to play Otherworldly Gaze instead of main phase. Because we saw at least the Secret Keeper as 1 mana main phase mill that they can do. 1 mana sorcery speed mill, I guess I should say. Opponent plays Polluted Delta, and passes. Okay. Instep, Otherworldly Gaze. We found Steam Vents, City of Brass, and Narcomoeba. Narcomoeba definitely goes to the yard. Do I want the City of Brass or the Steam Vents more? I think because my life total doesn't matter, I keep the City of Brass, because that gets me closer to double Dark Blasting away a Hedron Crab maybe. I can't imagine that I'm going to ping myself from 20 to 0 before one of us is dead anyway. Alright, I don't really want to ditch a Wear Tear, so I think I'm just going to Otherworldly Gaze this turn instead of playing Cathartic Reunion. I also want to make sure that I have another Dredger. Let's attack for 1 and pass. Opponent cracks Polluted Delta. Okay, gets a Watery Grave. Okay, tapped. What you got, opponent? Do they have Graveyard Hate? They have a Nile Spellbomb. Okay, we can deal with that. Do I Wear Tear here or do I Otherworldly Gaze? I think I just go ahead and Wear Tear so I can Cathartic next turn. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Make you get popped. The Otherworldly Gaze already basically did its job. We're not going to get more out of it this time around at least. Unless they just, for some reason, decide not to pop Nile Spellbomb here. Okay. I assume they're going to draw a card too, which gets them tapped out. I really hope I draw another Stinkweed Imp here. That would be the perfect draw. And I'm going to keep this Wear Tear in my hand for sure, because they could have another one of those pretty easily. We draw. Prized Amalgam. That is worth Cathartic Reunioning away. Stinky, Prized Amalgam. We go down to 15. Dredge Stinky, and we ran out of Dredgers. Ugh, alright. That sucks a little bit. We'll play Mana Confluence, attack for 1. We have Tear Up if we need it. Hopefully they don't find another piece of Graveyard Hate here because they'd be able to get 2 Prized Amalgams, an Ox, and an Otherworldly Gaze this time, and that would suck. They play Flooded Strand, cracking it down to 16. I feel like if they had 2 Nile Spellbombs, they would have played 1 on turn 1, though. What do they have? Ashiok, Jesus. Alright. I think the streak is coming to an end, unfortunately. Since we didn't get any triggers there, that kind of fucks us. Okay. I would love to get Narcomoeba back. I can't, though. Alright. Well, we don't have a way to get rid of Ashiok unless we just attack it away with Narcomoeba. And I don't think that's particularly realistic. But I guess we can try. Game's bugging out a little bit here. We can attack for 1, play Stinky, get Ashiok down 2 next turn. Might as well play City of Brass, I think. I could have kept it in hand for like a Conflagrate, but I think having more mana to possibly hardcast an Ox might be relevant. Is that the only Ox? Did I side the others out? I did side the others out, so never mind. No more Oxen. I was wrong about that. The extra mana is just for hardcasting Creeping Chill, I guess. Opponent plays Fractured Sanity, so they're going to mill us a bunch, then they're going to exile our graveyard with Ashiok again. We get a Creeping Chill out of it at least. Both the Prized Amalgams are gone. Or I think that's all 4 of the Prized Amalgams. Yep, that's all 4 Prized Amalgams. We've lost 1 Creeping Chill that didn't get to trigger. This one. I assume they're going to downtick the Ashiok to get rid of this shit. Otherwise, that's pretty risky of them, because I could get these Prized Amalgams back next turn. I was right about them playing black at least. So I can pat myself on the back for that, even though I'm probably going to lose here. Surgical Extraction? Yep, they Surgical Creeping Chill. Makes sense. Definitely worth it. That stops all the Silver Smoke Ghouls from coming back too. So I'm basically just screwed now. I have a Conflagrate, I guess. That could be good to get. They forgot to hit the one that was in my graveyard, so that's interesting. They just hit the other Creeping Chills. Opponent's at 10. Mills us some more before they exile our graveyard. That gives us a Narcomoeba. I will take the Narcomoeba. These prized amalgams aren't going to matter. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. I don't imagine that we're going to be able to race whatever mill they have left, but I still have some hope. They've played a lot of hate cards and not a lot of mill, so I'm not very convinced, but we will see. So I can hit them for 2. I can hit Ashiok for 2 and them for 1 down to 9. There's no Creeping Chills to get. I'm at 13, so I better not play this Cathartic Reunion. Or I have 13 cards in my library, I mean. Alright, Ashiok, Ashiok, opponent. Very confusing when they both share a name because the game's bugging a little bit. But it's not the worst bug we've seen on Moto this week, so I'm not going to complain that much. And I'll just go ahead and play Golgari Thug, why not? Because there's no way I'm playing Cathartic Reunion at this point. There's basically nothing to actually get into my graveyard that I want. I just kind of gotta hope that I can somehow get lethal. Fractured Sanity, and I'm dead. Alright. Very sad. GG's to our opponent. That game 1 was much closer than game 2. Hopefully we can wind up with the 4-1, we will see. Opponent plays their Merfolk out. I'm gonna mill out, and I'll see it in round 5. Alright, final round with Dredge. Our opponent is on the play yet again. They're playing a Giganta deck. We don't have any looters here or any way to shuffle cards into our graveyard. I'm kind of tempted to keep just because Giganta probably means that they're playing Ragavans, and Dark Blast are really funny against Ragavans, but I don't think it's worth it, so let's mulligan. Opponent's keeping 7. This just has Tome Scour. We don't really have anything else going on, so I think we got a mulligan again. Alright, we have Cathartic Reunion, but now we don't have any Dredgers. Do I keep a hand without Dredgers? I'd be going to 4 if I go any further, so I'd have max 1 Dredger anyway. I'm on the draw. Let's keep. I'm going to get rid of both of the non-fetch lands to hopefully fill up my graveyard a bit faster for Ox. And we'll see what happens. Opponent plays Blood Crypt. They go down to 18. They play Monkey. Oh, how I would have loved to be able to Dark Blast that. Let's play Arid Mesa Go. We drew Silver Smoke Ghoul. I'm not particularly excited about that. I really need to find a Dredger for this Cathartic Reunion, and I also need to hopefully not get either countered or Thought Seized to lose this Cathartic here. Opponent sees Creeping Chill off the top of our deck. The jig is up. They know what we're playing. Opponent plays Ledger Shredder. Okay. Plays Bauble. Triggers Shredder. Opponent does not play a second land. Interesting. Let's crack. Let's get Sacred Foundry tapped. Draw Stinkweed Imp, perhaps? Please? Opponent cracks Mishra's Bauble, so they get to see what we draw. We draw Mana Confluence. Not happy about that. Not happy one bit. Do I just Cathartic for value to put some cards in my graveyard and look for better cards? That might be necessary. I don't want to just not be doing anything. I would put Silver Smoke Ghoul Ox into my graveyard. Yeah, let's do that. It doesn't feel good, but I think I have to do it. Yeah, this shit sucks. Alright, we found Otherworldly Gaze. That might find us something. It can at least get more cards into our graveyard to hopefully fuel Ox here. Opponent attacks for 4. They get Treasure from Monkey. They exile a Dark Blast. Wish I had that Dark Blast. So on my turn, I can upkeep Otherworldly Gaze, and then if I hit a Dredger and Dredge as my draw for turn, I might be able to play Ox. They get Ledger Shredder triggers, but if I hit Creeping Chills, I'm not dead. They still haven't found another land, which is kind of crazy off of the Mishra's Bauble. Let's play Otherworldly Gaze and upkeep. Found Creeping Chill, a bunch of garbage. Okay. Put it all in the graveyard. Okay. Yes, so I get back my Silver Smoke Ghoul, even though I'm not particularly happy about how this is going down. We draw Prized Amalgam. Of course we do. I don't want to trigger these Shredders, so I'm just going to pass here. I'm going to get a Silver Smoke Ghoul, and I'm going to try to act pleased about it, even though I'm not particularly. So I can't get Steam Vents, so I can't actually flash back this Otherworldly Gaze yet, because I milled the Steam Vents. Ugh, this is bad. This is really bad. Monkey hits us. Mana Confluence. They cast Expressive Iteration, looking for land still, I assume. They can't find lands and I can't find Dredgers, so at least we're both kind of having a bad time here. I have 2 Creeping Chills, so they're not particularly close to being in range. Thank you for Thought Seizing me, opponent. That was actually very cool of you. because I hate all these cards in my hand. If I cast Otherworldly Gaze, what can I do? How close am I to being able to get Ox out of my graveyard is what I'm wondering. I'm taking 5 from them. I'm probably not going to be in bolt range and necessarily die next turn as long as I can block Monkey. I don't think it's worth sacking the Silver Smoke Ghoul to draw a card here since I can't dredge with it. I can sack Scalding Tarn, get Blood Crypt tapped. I have 8 cards in my graveyard. I could go up to 9 cards in my graveyard by sacking Silver Smoke Ghoul, but then I'm getting back Ox. 2 prized amalgams, I'm still not dredging at all. So I think I need to hope that I can upkeep Otherworldly Gaze into dredgers into my graveyard and a land on top so I can get Ox. Alright, that'll enter tapped. I am going to be in bolt range if I don't hit a Creeping Chill this turn. Dark Blast, Golgari Thug, Narcomoeba. Graveyard, graveyard, graveyard. I don't have Dark Blast mana up, hilariously. Get Narcomoeba. Is it even worth dredging, or do I just need to find a land here? How many lands have I seen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can block 2 guys. I need to dredge to find a Creeping Chill, though. And dredging on average is going to be better no matter what, basically. Yeah, if I just find a land and get back Ox, I'm not really getting much back anyway because I have to exile all these cards. Yeah, let's just dredge on Thug. Found another Narcomoeba. Alright, so we should have a little bit more life padding now. Prized Amalgam comes back. This is very sketchy still. I'm just going to pass. I want to block everything. I think I might dredge Dark Blast to stop myself from getting hit by like a dashed Ragavan. When I get Ox back here, they might be able to counter the Ox somehow. If I take 2, I think that's fine. I don't think they have double bolt. That would be unlikely at least. Let's just do that. Go to 5. There are 2 more Creeping Chills somewhere in my deck. Opponent's at 11. I don't think they can counter this Ox. Let's dredge Thug, hopefully find a Creeping Chill. We do. That gets back the Silver Smoke Ghouls. I might as well attack with Prized Amalgam because they didn't have Death Shadow last turn anyway, so I don't think they're going to have it quite yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Play Ox. They can't drown the lock this because it eats cards out of my graveyard, so I don't think they have a way to counter the Ox from coming down. Then the Prized Amalgams are going to get triggered by the ghouls, and I should be able to kill them next turn, unless something unprecedented happens. Let's see what they have. Alright, Ox comes down and triggers. We discard our hand. We get Thug, Stinkweed Imp, and let's just get a Dark Blast for safety's sake. We Creeping Chill, our opponent goes down to 7, or our opponent goes down to 5 rather. We get Narcomoeba, so that's another flying blocker. That's nice to have. We have a Dark Blast and also an Ox that can deal with the dashed Ragavan, so I'm going to attack with this Prized Amalgam down to 2 on my opponent's side to stop them from fetch shocking. Not attacking with the Narcomoeba in case they do have some insane damage out of nowhere, but I think they should be dead. Opponent's at 2, we get a bunch of shit back. We have a Conflag in our graveyard now as well. That's a lot of Silver Smoke Ghouls, and let's let all them come back. Please be dead. Please be dead, opponent. I'm not going to get the Dredge 5-0, unfortunately, but I would at least like to get a 4-1, and hopefully a Death Shadow should be a pretty easy matchup for me to win here. Drowning the lock on Narcomoeba. Okay. Well, even if they kill both my Narcomoebas, I'm no longer in lethal range to these Shredders. They did have the Drown the lock, and I played around it with the Ox, so that's nice. It's really hard for Death Shadow to interact meaningfully in this matchup. Alright, sweet. Gemstone Caverns, come in. Get rid of the City of Brasses. I don't think I want ley lines. I think Portable Holes and Wear Tears come in because they probably just have a bunch of standard graveyard hate stuff. Dark Blast I like. I probably cut a Tome Scour, a Silver Smoke Ghoul. I like all the Ox. I don't know. They also get themselves to a low life total, so I don't really want to cut Conflag here. But I'm bringing in 5 non-lands. So 1, 2, 3, 4... Maybe I cut a Thug. I don't really want to cut another Otherworldly Gaze in case they have some kind of crazy graveyard hate. I don't suspect that they have Leyline of the Void since they had Gigantha. They probably don't have sideboard Leylines, although they could. Yeah, let's get rid of a Thug, because the Dark Blasts are hopefully going to be nice to stop Ragavans from getting in. Alright, our opponent still has Gigantha, so no Leyline of the Voids. We have Dark Blast for Ragavan, we have Ox Conflag, Dredgers. We don't have an enabler, but this hand's kind of decent because it's resilient against like a Thoughtseize, which they might have kept in against us, and it's good against Monkey. We can Conflag for 0 and then Conflag away our hand, and then we can Dredge and then play Ox. I kind of like that line. The issue is we don't have anything for Graveyard Hate, and they kept 7 cards, so they probably have Graveyard Hate. I don't really want to mulligan. I'm going to keep this. If they have Graveyard Hate, we'll just have to figure out a way to draw out of it, but there's a decent chance our opening hand's going to get messed with anyway here, so if they have Graveyard Hate and a Thoughtseize, I don't want to to be in a spot where I lose a piece of removal. What you got? Darcy. Okay. All right, we found removal for the Graveyard Hate. I'm going to Dark Blast the fuck out of this Darcy. I kind of want a third land, so I'm just going to play Mana Confluence, and I'm going to go ahead and Dark Blast here. Fuck a you. Hopefully they kept a greedy hand again. Yeah, they had to stop on their upkeep, so they might have kept a greedy hand. They found a second land this game. They found Nile Spellbomb. Okay. Nah. All right, we drew a Dark Blast. Play Arid Mesa. Let's just pass. Well, they could have a Drown on the Lock. Let's just pass. We will see. I think they do have a Drown on the Lock. Annoying. We can make them pop the Nile Spellbomb at least. If they have a Drown on the Lock here, they won't be able to draw a card off the Nile Spellbomb. And then we can Dredge Dark Blast, maybe get some triggers. So we'll see what happens. Let's get Blood Crypt because I'm probably going to play Dark Blast a lot this game. Go to Instep. Cast Wear on you. Do they counter it? They do have a Drown in the Lock. Okay. Let's Dredge Dark Blast. Do they pop for the Narcomoeba and the Silver Smoke Ghoul? Because at least now they're not drawing a card off the Nile Spellbomb, so it's not a 2-for-1 effect. All right, we got the Narcomoeba. I don't think I want to just Conflag for 0 here. I think I'll wait. I have the Narcomoeba now. I have some Dark Blast for interaction. They didn't play anything, and I can Golgari Thug to try to get them to pop Nile Spellbomb again. And if they just never pop Nile Spellbomb because we're playing it too carefully, that's fine. I kind of want to draw a land for Conflag so I can do it all in one turn, but that's fine. Dredge. All right, they're probably going to pop here because of the Creeping Chills and the Silver Smoke Ghoul, I would imagine. Yep, okay. So I'm going to Conflag for 0. I'm going to hit my opponent for 1. Not necessarily in that order. They might have Death Shadows in their hand, so I need to be aware of that, but I also want to chip in for a little bit of damage, because I do need to still be the beatdown deck. Let's get this Conflag out of our hand. They drew a card, so they might have more Graveyard Hate, but we'll see. We will see. They're playing very carefully right now. I'm much more comfortable playing against Thought Seizes and counter spells than actual hard Graveyard Hate. Opponent goes to 13, opponent goes to 12. Looks like we might be seeing Death Shadows come down here. I think they have a Drown in the Lock in their hand. They might have a second one. They play a Death Shadow. That is outside of Dark Blast range, unfortunately. I could just Dark Blast it to dredge some. Is that worth it? Probably not. Let's just take a natural draw, because I'd like to find another land still. In case I need to start casting Stinkweed Imp, it would be nice. Thrilling Discovery. Okay. Interesting. Let's see if Thrilling Discovery resolves, because I think it's less important than a big Conflag resolving, but it's about as threatening to our opponent. Looks like a counterspell. They bolt Narcomoeba, okay, and they Drown in the Lock. Okay, that was interesting. So that drew a bolt out of their hand at least. They can get in with Death Shadow now, which is spooky. They would have had the Drown in the Lock for the Conflag, so I'm glad that I didn't play it like that. Underworld Breach on Nile Spellbomb, oh no, that's bad. Do they play Darcy Nile Spellbomb? Or just Nile Spellbomb and hold up the draw? They play Darcy Nile Spellbomb, it looks like. And I assume they're just going to Nile Spellbomb to stop the Conflag, but they might do it for that. Because I'm fine with just Conflagging away both of these, if they let me. I take 3, that goes away. Looks like they're going to let me do it. Alright, we draw a Thug. Let's Conflag. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I need to get rid of 4 cards. Let's get rid of Silver Smoke Ghoul, 1 Dark Blast, and both the Thugs, I think. 1, 2, 3. Maybe there's an argument for keeping both the Dark Blasts and getting rid of the Ox. Did I side out just 1 Ox? Yeah, I sided out 1. The other one has not been seen yet. Let's put the Ox in the yard. It's kind of hard for me to get out of my hand, so it's kind of a dead card. Dark Blast at least gives us some interaction. Yeah, let's do that. So this pressures them to Nile Spellbomb probably on our turn just before we get to cast Ox, because otherwise we'll at least get a 5-3 and get to refresh our hand, but we'll see what happens. Opponent plays Expressive Iteration. They have 2 cards in hand currently. What do they exile? They get another Nile Spellbomb. That sucks. This is getting very complicated for us. Opponent plays Ragavan. That's something we can Dark Blast. Let's Dredge Thug. No triggers. Do they let us play Ox though? Do we want to play Ox? Yeah, they Nile Spellbomb now. Okay, so they're not going to get a card draw for that one at least. I'm definitely going to Dark Blast this Ragavan. I don't want them to dash another one though, so I'm just going to wait until their turn during combat to do it. They use a counterspell on a Dark Blast, that's fine. Opponent attacks, get blasted. Opponent Spell Pierces the Dark Blast. Okay. No. They can get rid of both the Dark Blasts with Nile Spellbomb, I guess, if they want to. They have 2 cards in their hand. Maybe they have another counterspell. I kind of doubt it. They had another counterspell, okay. Spell Pierce and a Drown in the Lock. I assume they get rid of both these Dark Blasts so that I can't get rid of the Ragavan. Opponent has 1 card in hand. They have 2 cards in hand after they draw with Nile Spellbomb. This monkey's relatively annoying. They play Mishra's Bauble. If we find a land, I can play Stinkweed Imp. They look at our top deck. I would also love to draw a Cathartic Effect since we do have dredgers for it here. We find a Golgari Thug. I think I just have to play Thug out. They're kind of strapped for resources. It might be able to block Ragavan. I don't want to just keep taking monkey hits without putting up a fight at least. But the Thug getting killed would be really bad for us. Opponent plays Darcy. Opponent plays a second Darcy. Opponent plays Underworld Breach. Now we're definitely dead. Okay, I'm just going to scoop it up. Do I want to change how I sideboarded? I'm definitely bringing in the City of Brasses again. I like all the cards that I brought in. Dark Blast was very good. I just didn't see enough removal for their stuff is the issue. I think I just run it back. All right, we'll take the play. We have Cathartic Reunion, a Creeping Chill that we don't want, no Dredgers. Let's mulligan. All right, we have Thrilling Discovery, Dredger, Prized Amalgam, other Thrilling Discovery, 2 lands, Wear Tear. This is perfectly keepable. Let's get rid of Prized Amalgam. Okay, let's play Scalding Tarn, so we shuffle that Prized Amalgam back into our deck and pass. Hopefully they just go land Dude. They go land Nile Spellbomb, of course. Very annoying. Let's go ahead and crack Scalding Tarn. Getting... what do I want to get? Let's get Blood Crypt for possible Dark Blast plays later. Okay. So I could just Thrilling Discovery here. I get to pick my guys up again. It gets rid of their Nile Spellbomb. I think I would rather just Wear now, though. So that way it's guaranteed gone. They don't get to Spell Pierce the Wear. They might have another Nile Spellbomb, then I'll have to play through it with the Thrilling Discovery. But the Nightmare scenario is me passing to their turn and them having a Spell Pierce. So now at least I didn't get to draw a card off the Nile Spellbomb. Opponent cracks Polluted Delta. Okay. Gets his Team Vents going to 15. Plays Darcy. Looks like they're holding up Spell Pierce now. Now they play... Jesus Christ. They play a second Nile Spellbomb. Okay, that sucks for us. They've just got a lot of graveyard hate. This is bad. All right, well, at least Thrilling Discovery, we get to pick up our Dredgers before they get to really do anything. Let's Thrilling Disco. Yes. Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug, Dredge Stinky, Dredge Dark Blast. Alright, they're probably going to pop here. It gets Conflagrate, Narcomoeba, Otherworldly Gaze, and Prized Amalgam from us. But they don't get to draw a card at least. And then next turn, we have another Thrilling Discovery, we have an Ox. We somehow didn't lose any Creeping Chills doing that, so that's nice. Because if our opponent gets greedy with their life total and we get to kill them with Creeping Chills, then that's fantastic. Opponent plays Ledger Shredder, they don't have blue mana up, they play Ragavan. We might be able to kill them. We might have a chance now, because they didn't play a third Graveyard Hate piece. They have 2 cards in hand. They have pretty decent filtering now, though, is the issue. We find Dark Blasts. We could Dark Blast Monkey, but that stops us from playing Thrilling Discovery. So we can Thrilling Disco here, Stinky, or Ox Stinky, but probably both Stinkweed Imps. And then I can Dark Blast Portable Hole something. I like that. I definitely want a Thrilling Discovery while I know it's resolving, though, because I need to get these cards in my graveyard. Discard Stinky, discard Stinky. Dredge. All right, we got 1 Creeping Chill and a Narcomoeba. Not the sexiest. Our opponent's at 9. We don't have Conflag. We get a bunch of stuff back. That's nice at least. Jesus Christ, it's like the whole town's on fire or something. I don't know if you guys can hear the emergency vehicles outside, but either there's a drill happening or something crazy's going on. All right, opponent goes Ledger Shredder, Death Shadow, gets 2 loots. So they're getting a board. They need to find another Nile Spellbomb, I think, because otherwise I can get back Ox or just go Portable Hole and a piece of removal. That's probably not enough, though. Opponent attacks. I will absolutely block Ragavan with Narcomoeba. I will not even think about it. Fuck this monkey. I don't want you to have more mana. They have 1 card in hand. I do not want them to have a Nile Spellbomb. All right, they're at 9. They are in Creeping Chill range. If I find all the Creeping Chills this turn, then they're just dead. I have not seen a Creeping Chill yet. So we have 1 Creeping Chill exiled. We have 19 cards in our deck. Ox shows us 15 cards. There's a decent chance that they can die here. I could also just attack, and if they let anything through, they're closer to being dead to Ox. And if they don't let anything through, I could just go Dark Blast, and that's kind of hot. If they... that could fuck me up, though, if they only let me kill this 1 Ledger Shredder, maybe. They take some damage, they block with Death Shadow. Then I don't have enough blockers. Do I need to go to combat first? I can Portable Hole away the Death Shadow no matter what, and that's something at least. I think playing the Ox is probably a better plan, right? Surely it is. It's gotta be. I'm at 19. I really don't want to die by accident. That would be really goofy. What is the downside of me attacking? I'm definitely taking all this damage at least, no matter what. If I go Ox here, I have a clean chance of finding the chills. Let's go to combat. Fuck it. Attack with everybody. If they block everybody, that's fine. I can reevaluate as I go. They do block everybody. Interesting. I think I'm just going to get them back anyway and go with Ox. I don't know. All right, damage goes through. I don't want to fuck this up. Yeah, I guess the difference is between me either potentially winning the game here and then just finding a Nile Spellbomb, or me just like getting rid of a couple guys, so I definitely have to go for the win. I still stand by that attack because if they, for some reason, let some through with the intent of having Death Shadow grow, it would have been easier for me to win here, but I don't think that realistically Dark Blast, Portable Hole, or Double Dark Blast is a good play here, especially because it triggers Ledger Shredder no matter what, so I think that's what I have to do, is just go for Ox and hope. Okay, come on, Ox of Agonas. Oregonus, or how do you say it? Either way. Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. 1 Creeping Chill. Stinkweed Imp. 2 Creeping Chills and an Archamoeba. Okay. There's 1 more Creeping Chill in our deck. If they don't find Nile Spellbomb, they die to me dredging Golgari Thug in upkeep. And also I have all this shit come back. So hopefully they're just dead. I'm at 24. They shouldn't be able to kill me. Did I get it? That's a big ass board. Did I get it? I know for certain I'm taking 3 here. I don't think I'm going to block with that in Archamoeba. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. What you got, opponent? Expressive Iteration. Well, that's more cards in hand, but significantly less mana, so the Desperation Iteration, as I like to call it, probably just means our opponent's dead. I did have to tank a little bit there, but I think it was worth it to make sure that I didn't fuck up. Opponent exiles Spell Pierce, so dead card. And we got it! Sweet! 4-1. Not bad for not winning a single die roll. Let's open up 5 treasure chests. I was pleasantly surprised by that. In my testing before this, I was mostly getting like 3/2s. There are a bunch of challenging matchups for Dredge right now. We didn't really run into endurance decks, and luckily we didn't run into Scam with Dothy Voidwalker because that one's just basically an auto loss. So I'm glad that we were able to dodge that. Let's open up some treasure chests. Open up 1. Ozolith, sweet. Spellskite, like that card. Open up 2. Magistrate Scepter, play points, okay. 3. But yeah, this deck is really sweet. I don't know if I'd bring it to a tournament necessarily, but it's definitely positioned in such a way that depending on how the meta shifts, it could be good again pretty easily. Commandeer, Angel of Sanctions, okay. And an Avatar. I think we need to open up 1 more because it was 91 before that, right? 5. All right, pretty underwhelming packs, but either way, very fun to play. I really like the 4 of Gemstone Caverns. It opens up some pretty sweet plays where you get to start playing on your opponent's turn with an Otherworldly Gaze, and then on your turn do something crazy with like a Thrilling Discovery or Cathartic Reunion. Or I guess if you... No, you can't go Ox on turn 2 in any world, because you could Otherworldly Gaze, mill yourself for 3. You could mill Stinkweed Imp, get up to 5. I guess you could play Ox on turn 2 as long as you play a fetch land as your second land. You could have exactly Ox and then discard your hand and hopefully have enough dredgers to do that. Haven't done that one yet, but that would be really cool. Let me know what you'd like to see me play next, and I'll see you then.
Hey everyone, Shoe Nice again. Well, basically, go subscribe to Tezzey's YouTube channel. And for those who made it to the end of the video, thank you.